Quit making one.
He said he gonna keep fighting, but James, do you agree with Micah that the Cowboys aren't done yet?
Loved everything about it, but I just aren't done yet with what? Aren't done yet with competing for sure. I absolutely love that with Mike. You're a leader on the football team, right? You talked about the second floor. We care nothing about the second floor. We on the first floor. Or where the locker room at? Is the locker room in the basement? Or it's on the first floor in Dallas? Okay, because the first floor, we out here competing. We practicing, we watching film, we going through the same thing we do all year long, whether we lost some football games in the past, whatnot. The next game, and we are trying to go out here and win and compete. We care nothing about no draft picks. I absolutely love what Micah said. Now, we know the Dallas Cowboys are not going to the playoffs. The NFC is just too good. The wild cards is 8 wins right now. You know what I'm saying? They got 4. So they're not going to the playoffs, but I absolutely love it because the mindset of your leader is we going to go out there and we're going to battle and we're going to play and we're going to try to compete to win games. And if we win 7, 8 games, so be it. I could care less about your draft pick in the top 10, whatever. But my brothers, we going out on this football field to try to win. I love that from the leader.
The Cowboys have the tied for 8th easiest remaining schedule.
Sound like W's.
They're 4 and 7 right. Nah, come on, Micah. Bro, you guys are done. But I actually really loved what he was saying because when you have a leader like that on your team, publicly saying what he's saying, the fight, and he's like, I don't care about the upper management, I don't care about the second floor, I don't care. And that just tells me he's a corner. We knew he was a cornerstone guy player-wise, but in the locker room for that leadership to be there. And like I've seen crazier stuff happen, guys. Like they don't have their quarterback, but I don't think it's like totally out of the realm of possibility.
What's not?
Because the tanking, they're not tanking.
Oh, not tanking. Yeah, but the season,
you know what I mean?
The
season's done.
Yeah.
The season's done. But we set up here and you're like, oh, you need to lose the draft pick. And I'm like, come on, man. Like let Micah do what he does. And as long as Micah's playing, they got a chance because he was an absolute beast out there on the field.
Yeah, it's a wrap. Yeah, it's a wrap. That's cool. I love Michael Harrisburg stand-up, but, I mean, first of all, let's look at some of these numbers, though. So they're the second most giveaways in football. They're the worst red zone defense. They're the second worst red zone offense. They're the second worst rushing offense. They're the second worst rush defense. They're the second worst scoring defense. Like, they're almost worse than everything we talking about. So I think the season is over, but I do love what Micah is saying. Micah is saying, look, I'm a hell of a player, and this is my team. And I owe it to my brothers, I owe it to my coaches, I owe it to the fans. He's going to go out there and play. That's what a Harrisburg dude does. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You might can take me out the game, but I'm still going to be in the game. Well, you know what I mean? Did I mean sense?
Not any more Harrisburg brothers did.
You know what I mean? You start that shit. I'm out in the game. Don't take me out the game. Nah, I love what Micah stand for, though, for sure.
I love it, but you know what Micah did? He reminded me there is a pivotal difference, and I had to learn this in life, a pivotal difference between heart knowledge and head knowledge. Right now, he's speaking from the heart. Yo, we ain't done yet. We still got a chance. It hasn't occurred to him in his head, it's over. It's like when she break up with you and in your heart, you still love her. At the end of the day, she gone.
She moved on.
And the playoffs have moved on from you, Dallas Cowboys. So I appreciate the heart knowledge. He has a heart of a lion. He has a heart of a champion. But head knowledge will tell him eventually it is over. Keep fighting that fight. But the heart knowledge got to transfer to the head knowledge, and then he'll realize, oh, y'all are done. You might not be done, Micah. Y'all are done.
But do we really think Micah's like saying we're not done, like making it into the playoffs, or we're not done, like we finna go out here and battle? Because I don't think Micah, like that's crazy. Like when you're looking at the NFC wild card right now, you got the Packers with 8 wins, you got the Vikings with 9 wins, and you have the Commanders with 7 wins. You know what I'm saying? So like, he can't be saying that we gonna make the playoffs. I really think he's saying, man, listen, tanking is not happening. That's what I took out of it. Like, I hear what y'all saying, but we not tanking. Playoffs is a long stretch, but I loved it because all we've been seeing the Cowboys do is signs of we are tanking. And your leader to get up there and say what he's saying, hey, I don't know what they got going on in this building, but in this locker room, that ain't our mindset.
Plus, he's playing for something, though.
No question.
When you a superstar player, like even though the team's doing bad, you still got your own brand, right? The Cowboys can be terrible, which they are. He's still Micah Parsons. And he's watched the game against the Steelers and the Browns. And he's seen what Myles Garrett was doing. He's seen what TJ Watt. You know what I'm saying? So he's playing for something. I remember playing, and we were bad. We were 4-12. Now, that year, I probably had about 1,300 yards, almost 1,400 yards, because I was looking, okay, Jamal Charles had, boom. So I got to find something to play for.
No doubt.
I think it's a little bit deeper than that, too, because, like, when Micah says that in the locker room, like, I got up here a couple days ago and said, hey, they're playing toward more momentum. And you're like, momentum toward what? Well, they're trying to build something. Like, this is a cornerstone guy in your locker room. If you have 6 more games and you end up playing it out, and who knows what happens down the stretch, you know, they might win some games. But it's just like you don't feel as bad when you fire your head coach and move on and, you know, you have Dak back and you're not drafting early. Like, they're still going to draft well. But I think for the core guys in that locker room, like Micah saying that to me, if I'm in that locker room, it means something to me. It holds weight.
Yeah, I was frustrated.
With the speech?
With Micah?
Of course you were.
Y'all know me, I get frustrated easily. And I wasn't so much frustrated with Mike. I was frustrated with, like, okay, when somebody's saying the right things, but are you doing all the right things? Right? Like, I think about so many of the Cowboys leaders, right? So oftentimes they'll say the right things. Dak Prescott, he more often than not says the right thing. Got caught on camera saying we effing suck. They caught him when he didn't realize. Oftentimes Micah will say the right things. Trayvon Diggs, more often, they'll say the right things. But are you doing the right things? And that was what frustrated me, because I'm sitting here like, this Cowboys season was a lot of doing of the wrong things, both on the field and off the field. It was just a lot of doing of the wrong thing. So I hear that, Chase, and I hear, you know, hey, we're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep fighting. But are you?
But who was doing the wrong things?
I think
You're saying off the field?
Micah was killing last game.
like Diggs, to me, wasn't doing a lot right. I think Dak Prescott, back when he was healthy, they were.
What about
Mike?
What about Micah? Off the field or
Off
on
the field or on the field?
Off. More so. More the relationship between the two, right? Remember Diggs after the game charging up the reporter. Remember Dak Prescott on the sideline, we effing suck. So in theory, they were on the field, but not like during the course of play. I just think there's been so many distractions with the Cowboys. So many.
I think
There always is.
Nah, but the problem is because they're losing, so we're talking about it, right? But because I know that there's teams where we do something like all the time the same way, but then if we're losing, it's a bad thing. If we win, it's like, okay, cool.
Let's keep doing
I'm
it.
sure that CD, them dudes in the club, or Charles the reporter,
that's that too.
checking the porter, or Micah doing his podcast, or Dak probably, you know, they losing, so it's a big thing. But they probably do the same thing all the time. They were winning.
And you're frustrated. One thing I will say is the effort-wise, when you get on the football field, has never been a problem for Micah. You could talk you could talk podcasts, you could talk talking to the opposing team. When Micah buckled them cleats up and that helmet up, Micah, one of the hardest players out there, and being one of the most talented players. So, you know, it's a lot of stuff that happens off the field with every team, but when you step in between them lines, even Diggs, like, it's some, he battling. It ain't like it's so many. It ain't like there's so many plays like he gave up on the players. No, we out here. They just made the plays.
Yeah,
I wasn't frustrated.
When do y'all need your best players to be force multipliers? Meaning, like, when is it time for your best player to not just be good themselves, Shady, but to make and challenge either verbally or by action everybody else to be great around them?
That's what Micah's doing.
But I don't see Cowboys players doing that. I don't know if I see, like...
not all players need to do it. Your leaders need to do it. I think Dak Prescott does that. I think Micah Parsons does that. They absolutely challenge them, and they make players around them better.
I see. That's where I would disagree with you. Not as an indictment, but I don't know if, and obviously Dak is injured right now, but I don't know if, like, I see the galvanization either from Micah or from Dak that I see from T.J. Watt, or that I see from, you know, compared Dak to the
You don't know
greats.
what's going on behind the scenes.
No, I'm saying on the field. I'm not saying anything about behind the scenes. I don't know. I've never met Tom Brady except for once, so I don't know what went on behind the scenes. But on the football field, I saw galvanization.
Tom a little different, right? He's way, way different. But, I mean, everybody's in their own different way. Like, so Micah, maybe he doesn't have that gene like Tom Brady, but, dog, I'm getting all the attention. You can't do nothing over there? Seriously, though. Or Trayvon, I'm guarding the best wide receivers. You can't
do something.
You know what I'm saying? So I think every situation is a little different.
There's a lead by example versus lead by rah-rah. I think Micah's a little bit of both. You're leading by example. He's playing some of the best ball. And so when you players see him on that, like, at some point, you're a grown man. Like, you got to handle your own business. Like, at some point, like, I can be as much a leader as I want on the field, off the field,
I don't subscribe to leading by example exclusively. I know me and Shady disagree on that. I don't exclusively subscribe to that.
But my thing is,
be who you are.
That's fine. But I think I don't subscribe to, on a football field where there are 10 other people that are interdependent upon one another, I don't subscribe to, I'm just going to go ball. And y'all take care of yourselves. I personally never subscribe to that.
Two of the better quarterbacks I've been with have done that.
What type of leader you want?
To me, it's the Tom Brady that you mentioned, who texts y'all the night before the playoff game.
Take him out of it, because there's nobody like him.
Can we put Pat in it?
What type of leader do you think Pat is?
Pat's the type of leader who at least you've communicated to me. I've only met Pat at different Netflix premieres. Who is the rah-rah, is getting other people around him. Like, is trash talking that dude, is saying, hey, this person on the sideline. Like, to me, I don't know him.
I think that's wrong, right? Playing with Pat.
Could be.
Tom is more of like the vocal. Pat's like, yo, I'm going to go do it. Yeah. Because I want to throw the ball and this and that. You're not catching the ball. Cool. I'm going to go run it. And then now he inspires the whole team, right? He elevates everybody's game because, yo, you see what Pat out there doing? There's times where we've been down mad points. He ain't doing a whole bunch of talking. Where Tom, he gonna give you them talks, right? He gonna make you feel bad, like, dang, yo, I'm not giving enough effort. Let me get myself together. That's Tom Brady. Pat ain't doing all that. I'm Andy. I'll give you an example, and should I say this? I'm at work. One of our tackles the whole week was acting like he wasn't going to play. Right? One of our good tackles. And everybody was trying to, like, whisper, like, yo, is he going to play? Trying to get him playing, because we need him. You know what I'm saying? And Pat had enough of it. Pat said, F it. He could play or don't play. It ain't going to matter. And we won that game, right? He did a lot of scrambling, a lot of different plays. And I'm like, dang, that's leadership. Because he said, yo, you being babyish, you don't want to play or not, you kind of hurt, cool. I'm going to show you that this is a team, and we're going to win with you or without you. And when everybody's seen that on offense, we say, yo, how we not going to play hard?
There's different
it's different ways of leadership.
But you said one crucial word in that whole thing.
What's that?
We going to win with you or we going to win without you. It's all about winning, right? We sitting here talking about galvanizing guys. It's hard to galvanize guys when you're losing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if Dak Prescott jumped up in the huddle and was like, come on, and we keep losing, and you're not really galvanizing nobody. Galvanizing is when you see Dak Prescott on the sideline either getting in somebody's face and they win, right? Because that's what Patty does. That's what Tom did. I always tell y'all, when Aaron got in the huddle, we got a chance, right? So he could know it. What I'm saying, he could lead by example, because we knew this the baddest man on the planet right now. He gonna make the plays. That's galvanized. He ain't really got to say nothing. It's some quarterbacks that will say something.
Did Rodgers say?
Not a lot. Not a lot, but it's some quarterbacks that will say something and win the game, and they're like, man, did you see him galvanizing boys? If Tom Brady was on the sideline or Patty Mahomes was on the sideline plenty of time and losing, we'd be like, he ain't galvanizing nobody. You have to win.
But you don't ever really see Pat and the lion's faces talking to him, or you don't see that. Now, that's Brady's thing. I watched Brady. My first game, we played Carolina Panthers, and we were winning, but we wasn't playing great, and he turned up. You mother, the linemen, coaches, everybody got it. But the way he was saying it was more of like, yo, let's go, pick it up. We better than this. It wasn't more of like, it's your fault.
And there's only so many guys that can do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to be one of those guys.
You got to be one.
You're going to lose credibility in the huddle.
Hey, what up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.